Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. I'm Adnan. Today, we will look at the strategic trajectory of Lotus Bakeries, a Belgian multinational established in 1932. Over the decades, it has evolved from a local family business into a global snacking powerhouse with annual revenues now exceeding 1 billion euros. Despite its size, the company remains controlled by its founding families, maintaining a long-term vision that prioritizes sustainable growth over short-term gains. Their core mission is simple: to create small moments of joy for customers across more than 70 countries. The foundation of Lotus' sustained growth is its dual core strategy. The first core is the international expansion of the iconic Lotus Biscoff brand, which remains the primary engine of the business, accounting for 56% of branded revenue as of 2024. The second core is the natural food portfolio, built through strategic acquisitions like Neck and Bear. This allows Lotus to meet the rising demands for health-conscious, better-for-you snack while providing a hedge against strict government regulations regarding high-sugar foods. Lotus maintains a premium positioning by leveraging Biscoff's unique caramelized flavor and its historical association with coffee consumptions. However, a SWOT analysis reveals a strategic weakness in the company's high dependency on a single brand, alongside external threats like volatile raw material prices for sugar and wheat. To mitigate this risk and support the high-growth Asia-Pacific market, Lotus is investing in digital transformation and expanding its production footprint with a major new facility currently under construction in Thailand. For the Malaysian market, they have developed a 12-month phase rollout. This plan focuses on localized co-branding with urban cafe chains such as Zeus Coffee to integrate Biscoff into local dessert culture. To build trust within the local community, they will implement a robust halal communication strategy, ensuring the Jakim Halal logo is prominent on all packaging. Promotionally, they will shift towards shoppertainments on platforms like TikTok to engage younger demographics through live stream recipes and influencer partnerships. Finally, Lotus aligns its growth with the UN Sustainable Development Goals, committing to 100% recyclable packaging by 2025 and a road to net zero through sustainable sourcing. To summarize, Lotus Bakeries operates like a well-balanced hybrid engine. The Biscoff core provides the high-performance power of traditional motor, while the natural foods core serves as the modern electric upgrade, ensuring the company can navigate both the established roads of today and the environmentally conscious terrain of the future. Thank you.
To understand the success of Lotus Bakeries, we must look at their dual core strategy. This strategy is what we call a balanced growth model that allows the company to stay true to its heritage while simultaneously pursuing modern market trends. The first core is globalizing Biscoff. Biscoff is the iconic caramelized biscuit born in 1932, and it remains the ultimate growth engine, accounting for 56% of the company's branded revenue. Our goal here is to transform Biscoff into one of the top three global cookie brands by expanding into spreads, ice cream, and international partnerships. The second core is the natural foods expansion, recognizing the shift toward health conscious snacking. Lotus has built a strong portfolio of better for you brands through strategic acquisitions like Nuct and Bear. This provides a vital hedge against stricter sugar regulations and changing consumer preferences. Turning to our global footprint, Lotus has evolved from a small Belgian family business into a multinational player with revenue exceeding 1 billion euros. operating in over 70 countries. A key part of this current expansion is a new production facility in Thailand, which is set to open in 2026. This facility is a strategic move to support the high growth Asia Pacific market and mitigate supply risks, ensuring Lotus remains a leader in the global snacking industry.
In this section, I will cover the market environment analysis for Lotus Bakeries. The first one is PST. I will talk about external environment. Second one is Porter Five Forces, which shows how competitive the global biscuit market is. And now I will focus on past analysis. First, P is political. In many countries, import tariffs can raise costs, so overseas growth becomes harder. Also, government are stricter about public health. Biscuits are often high in sugar, so we may see health taxes and warning labels on packs. Next, E is economy. Costs like raw material and transport have been high in recent years. Many big firms try to protect profit by raising prices. But biscuits are still a small affordable treat, so demand is fairly steady. So Lotus needs smart pricing and cost control. Now, social trends. Many people snack every day and prefer small meals. Young people also like easy on the go snacks. At the same time, people care more about health and want clear ingredient information. And many people discover new snacks on social media, so brands must be active online. And finally, technology. Automation helps firms scale and control cost. Also, online sales are growing fast. So digital marketing and e-commerce matters more. So in the end, I want to mention as to talk about is the market is growing, but it's also more regulated, cost sensitive, and digital. So now I will focus on Porter's five forces analysis. The first one is new entrants. New entrants are not that scary. The threat is slow because in biscuits you need a back factories, automation, and skill. And for the big players like Lotus, that's actually a good thing. It protects them. The second one is suppliers. Suppliers' power is moderate to low. Lotus and other large brands can look in long-term sourcing and negotiable better terms, so the risk is more manageable. The third is buyers. But the buyers, especially retailers, are strong. They push for discounts, promotions, and they have private label. So this is a rare pressure point for Lotus. The fourth is substitutes. I think substitutes are also high because honestly, consumer can switch to many snacks, such as chips, career bars, healthy snacks. So it's easy to change. The last one is a rivalry, and rivalry is very intense. You have got global chains and strong local brands fighting for shelf space and attention. So overall, it's a high competition market, and the Lotus need to win with branding, distribution, and efficiency.
So I will now discuss the SWOT and STP analysis for Lotus Bakeries. So, a SWOT analysis allows us to identify Lotus Bakery's internal strengths and weaknesses and external opportunities and threats. Their major strength is the strong global brand equity. The company has established itself as an iconic biscuit brand and is being sold in more than 70 countries, which enhances their brand recognition. A second strength lies in their distinctive product offering. Their unique caramelized taste and secret recipe differentiate their product from competitors. And another strength lies in the strong partnerships and global distribution network that they have built over the years, and this way they increase their brand visibility. When we look at the weaknesses, our first weakness is the high dependency on the Biscoff brand. In 2024, the Biscoff related products amounted for 56% of the revenue, so this increases the exposure to brand specific risks. Another weakness lies in the premium price positioning, which limits their accessibility in price-sensitive markets. And lastly, the company struggles with a concentrated production footprint, which will create capacity constraints in the short term. Moving on to the opportunities, the company has growth potential in the Asia Pacific region, and they're already exploring this by making investments in Thailand and partnerships in India. Another opportunity lies in the growing health-conscious snack segment, which offers them to scale their natural food portfolio with healthier snacks. And the last opportunity lies in product diversification and co-branding, as they can expand into complementary categories such as ready-to-eat desserts. When we look at the threats, the first threat is the fact that the company operates in a highly competitive market, competing with international brands and private labels. Another weakness lies in the volatility of raw materials and energy prices, which increases input costs, which then pressure profit margins. And the last threat is the fact that there is increasing regulations around sugar content, labeling, and packaging, which might cause the company to reformulate its packaging or product. So STP stands for segmentation, targeting, and positioning, and it allows us to understand how Lotus Bakeries structures and positions itself in the global snack market. The company doesn't segment based on demographics, but rather splits the market into three strategic groups. The first one is Lotus Biscoff, which is the main growth engine, and it focuses on premium indulgent snacking with strong global potential. The second is Lotus Natural Foods, which targets the growing demand in health conscious snacking. Lastly, we have Lotus Local Heroes, which includes strong regional brands that provide stability in mature European markets. Based on this segmentation, they apply differentiated targeting strategy for each segment. For Biscoff, the target is a broad audience, especially young consumers influenced through social media, but they also appeal to adults through coffee moments. For natural foods, the obvious target is health conscious consumers, and for the local hero segment, the target is consumers who value tradition and familiarity. Moving on to positioning, we see that the Biscoff brand is positioned as a premium indulgent brand that is related to coffee moments and everyday snacking. As for the natural food segment, the positioning is all about health, natural ingredients, and responsible eating. And lastly, for the local heroes, the brand is positioned as a brand that values tradition, familiarity, and local identity.
Moving on to the 7 P's of our marketing mix, we have product, place, promotion, price, process, people, and physical evidence. So within Lotus Bakeries and the product families, we have 3 distinct categories. The first one is Biscoff, then we have natural foods, and then thirdly, we have local heroes. As we can see, Biscoff has the largest share of net sales and can be seen as the cash cow in the BCG metrics. This means that they generate the largest share of net sales, but also whenever the growth of sales may slow down, the other groups might not be able to compensate for these changes. The price strategy of Lotus Bakeries is a non-regional price setting. This means that they have uniform prices throughout the whole country, which keeps brand consistency high. However, they are very weak to respond to local shocks, to inflation, or price fluctuations throughout time. Secondly, they also manage to have a weak cost hedging mechanisms throughout the company and the supply chain. So they're heavily reliant on the supplier and they don't really work with long-term contracts. However, this is something that they're working on to focus and strengthen these vertical relationships that are now a bit weak. Lotus Bakeries, as mentioned before, has worldwide 12 plants in different countries, with the newest one opening in Thailand in 2026. However, in distribution, they are very retail-oriented. This means that they have these contracts with retailers, but this also means that the visibility on the shelf is also a decision of the retailer and not Lotus Bakeries. The promotion strategy of Lotus Bakeries has a collaborative approach. We have seen in 2024 that they have started a very important collaboration with Mondelez International, but also in 2025 with Froneri. Their strategy for the promotion and advertisement is a sampling strategy. This means that their product, a cookie, a Biscoff product, is being served along a complementary product, which in many cases is a comforting cup of coffee. In their advertisements, they have related more towards TikTok trends and social media, and they have invented their point of Biscoff. This is strongly related to the point of view that is very popular on social media. So the younger crowd really resonates with this kind of advertisements. As many manufacturing companies, Lotus Bakeries is also aiming to create an integrated value chain throughout their whole business processes. So they're trying to do this in a more efficient and sustainable way. So they try to source locally and then distribute globally. They are implementing optimized logistics to do these inbound and outbound logistics and processes. And their inventory is managed by advanced inventory systems that keeps them from overproducing or shortages that might occur. Within Lotus Bakeries, there are 3,300 core employees. However, the board is very family controlled. This means that there's 50% of the shares that still belong to the Bonne family. Also, 4 out of 10 board seats are owned by the Bonne family as well. So we can say that there's a low board independency. This has its limitations. It limits the board refreshments, it limits talent renewal, and it creates like a barrier to openness to new strategic perspectives. Within Lotus Bakeries, there's a strong whistleblowing policy. This means that there's a very high empathy and responsibility towards employees, that they are seen and heard, and that they have people to report their issues or challenges towards. The physical evidence of Lotus Bakeries consists mostly of their iconic red and gold design. This creates huge brand recognition straight away. The way they package their stuff is mostly done individually. This preserves consumers' convenience and also the freshness of the products itself. Nowadays, sustainability is a big thing, so to try to reduce waste, they are more conscious about how they're wrapping their packages and what their packaging is made of to also preserve their sustainability goals.
Now, based on our analysis, we propose 4 strategies to help Lotus Biscoff grow in Malaysia. Our main goal is simple. We want to build a strong bond with Malaysia people while showing our commitment to sustainability. Our first recommendation is localize the co-branding. To really penetrate the market, Biscoff shouldn't just be a packaged biscuit. It needs to become a famous flavor within Malaysia's strong coffee culture. We recommend partner with the local coffee and dessert chain. This is financial smart because we can leverage their distribution network to reach the customers instantly, without the high cost of opening our own store. Finally, we will use a limited time offer, which we call the LTOS, like a Biscoff wrapper and a special topping. This strategy, creative, urgent, and excitement, encourage Malaysia to try and fall in love with our brand immediately. Our second strategy is cultural relevance. To succeed in Malaysia, Biscoff need to stop feeling like a foreigner brand and fit into the local tradition. First, we will launch a special Biscoff gift box for the Hari Raya and Chinese New Year. Festivals in Malaysia are all about sharing, so let's turn our biscuits into a perfect gift for a family gathering. Second, we must build trust. Currently, many consumers don't realize that Biscoff is halal. So we will display the halal logo clearly on the all package and the advertisement. This ensures our Muslim customers feel safe and confident when choosing our brand. Now let's talk about digital engagement. Modern consumers don't just want to watch advertisements, they want to interact. First, we introduced the shop entertainment on the TikTok Shop and Shopee Live. By mixing the fun live stream with the instant buying option, we help customers see the products in action and decide to buy it immediately. Second, we focus on the community marketing. We will cooperate with the influencers and the real fans. Why? Because social proof from the real people build trust and emotional connections much faster than the traditional marketing. Finally, our last strategy is sustainability. According to Kotler, this isn't just about charity. It is a key competitive advantage that builds trust. We align with SDG 12, responsible consumption. Our promise is broad. To achieve 100% recyclable package by 2025. But we go a step further. We will plant a clear Recycle Me logo on every pack.
This isn't just about a label, it is a guide. It helps consumers dispose of waste correctly and prove that Luto Biscoff is a brand that truly cares for the future. Now let's talk about SDG 13 and SDG 8. It's about climate action and decent work. We're committed to the road to net zero. But what does this mean for our customer? It means we are strictly using a 100% RSPO certified sustainable plant oil. This is crucial. It ensures that our supply chain protect the forest and provide a fair labor conditions. So when Malaysia enjoying this coffee, they can feel confident that they are supporting a brand that respects both people and the planet.
Now, let's move on to the recommendations and the implementation plan. For the Malaysian market, our strategy is built on two main pillars: visibility to local partnerships and building trust with the consumer. Our first major recommendation is localized co-branding. We don't just want to sell Biscoff as a standalone biscuit, we want to position it as a key flavor within the Malaysian food scene. By partnering with popular local cafe chains and dessert parlors, we can integrate Biscoff into products that Malaysians really already really love. This makes the brand feel local and accessible rather than just an imported luxury. Secondly, we must address the halal communication strategy. In a market like Malaysia, trust is everything. We recommend a front of pack logo strategy. By clearly and prominently communicating our halal certification on the packaging and in all promotional materials, we remove any barriers for Muslim consumers and establish Lotus as a reliable, inclusive brand. Finally, we have a clear implementation plan spread over the next 12 months to ensure a smooth market entry. Phase one is the preparation and localization. During this first quarter, we focus on adapting our marketing assets and ensuring all local regulations and certifications are perfectly in place. Secondly, we have the execution phase where we officially launch our partnerships within the cafe chains and start seeing Biscoff integrated into local menus. And third, we will capitalize on Malaysia's rich culture by designing special Biscoff gift hampers for major celebrations like Hari Raya and Chinese New Year. This connects Lotus with family sharing moments, which are central to this culture. And last but not least, in the final phase, we will evaluate our performance, gather consumer feedback, and prepare to scale our presence across more regions in Malaysia. By following this structured timeline and focusing on local trust, we believe Lotus can become a staple in the Malaysian snacking habits. Thank you all for listening, and if you have any further questions, please ask us. Thank you.